I talk a lot with candidates about why I think there's a lot more transparency in considering a franchise. And the joke I often start with, I say, you've heard the old joke about I'm here from the government and I'm here to help. Well, actually, I think in franchising, the government truly is there to help, because the franchise industry in the United States is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission. And every franchisor is required, at least annually, to update and issue what they call a franchise disclosure document. And that franchise disclosure document is given to prospective franchisees, the candidates I work with. And it gives them a whole load of transparency about the business that they're considering. Compare that to maybe thinking about starting your own business or even buying a mom and pop business independently down the street. I'm not sure that you'll see the same level of transparency and documentation. Some of the examples that are inside that franchise disclosure document, there's information about the history of all the leadership team. How long have they been in this industry? How long have they been with this concept? There's information about any litigation or bankruptcies or any other financial challenges that franchise might have experienced. There's also information in there about the total investment that you would need to make. What are those costs going to? And who's actually receiving on the other side the payments against the monies that you put out for that business. So all the costs that you're putting together or that you're going to be required to invest in order to open the door or declare yourself open. The other thing that the franchise disclosure document shares is an earnings possibility. We call it an earnings projection. It's not a promise, but it shows you historical information of exactly what kind of money people have made by operating in this business itself. The last thing that I would say the franchise disclosure document is really helpful on is it will show you an itemized list of every franchisee and the markets that they operate in across the United States. So what I often say to my candidates is, that information is knowledge for you. Why don't you find some of the folks from that FDD, as we call it, and reach out to them and talk to them and hear their experience as franchisees in this system. So you can triangulate the information between what you're hearing from the franchisor and what you're hearing from the franchisees in the system. So those are just some examples of the FDD. It's a thick document. It reads like a legal document, but the transparency that someone gets just by reading that before they even start to engage further with the franchisor, I think is really a powerful opportunity in franchising.